jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
What's good, everyone? WCS back on the Boulevard once again. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. What's good? I just thought I had to do a late nighter and talk about a situation that has since, reappeared. You know what I'm saying? It has reappeared. It has came back into existence, y'all. It's now becoming an omnipresence in the sport of boxing. That is the trash talking between Caleb Plant and Jermall Charlo. Now, I still can't say that both of these fighters are in the same division. But I have my qualms about both of these guys. Jermall Charlo, salute to him. Much respect on going in there and getting back into the groove of things. You know what I'm saying? Showing us the old Jermall Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Went in there and box and put your hands and let everything do the talking the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? I was happy to see you do that because I know you have a lot of shit on your mind that ain't easy to deal with. You know what I'm saying? People telling you to get rid of the female, she the problem. They telling you everything to do with your family, but you may want to keep your family. I get it. And then Caleb Plant done went through his adversities, and everything in his life he had to deal with his mom and his kid and all of that, man. But on boxing, though, when it comes to boxing, in a sense, I looked at Caleb Plant have a long time beef with David Benavidez. I mean, the Benavidez brothers came by his gym back in the day, and man, it was a fight that broke out. I asked Caleb Plant on several occasions about, Benavidez. He said it was the easiest fight in the super middleweight division. And then when he finally had an opportunity to fight him, he couldn't get the job done. So him saying it was the easiest fight wasn't the easiest fight. Then him having a situation with Charlo, because I can understand where Caleb Plant was coming from with the Charlos. They don't have the best personality. Their energy is not the best. Caleb Plant made the point to say, Charlo's hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? He hot and cold. One minute you think he's cool and you can converse with one another. And next minute he's saying some shit and touching you on your beard, pulling your shit. Tomorrow I'll fuck you up. When we gonna fight? Why you don't fuck with me? When we gonna fight? And all this other shit. So he's like, I just decided to treat it like he's cold. Right? So when the incident happened in Vegas, he had already had some shit going on with him and Mel, his twin brother. And, he disagreed with him getting back with his whatever. But it's not about that. It's about how he was forewarned and gave every possible delay. And Caleb was, communicated that to him, like, bro, don't touch my beard. And then, he slapped him slightly. That was before they turned on the cameras. And then, Mar Charlo was up there saying, hey, when I see you, it's on, this, that, and the other. And then Caleb was like, it don't have to be on. It can be right now, this, that, and the other. It don't have to be when you see me. I'm right here. And then, somebody turned the cameras on. He slapped him again. Right? So this past weekend, they had a fight card. The last televised fight card is Showtime. And if you didn't hear or see, Caleb Plant was in the building. All right? Caleb Plant was in the building. So Premier Boxing was interviewing Jermall Charlo. And I told you all this may potentially be the next fight. You know what I'm saying? Because people know about the history behind all that. This may potentially be the next fight. Jermall Charlo and Caleb Plant at 168. And people will come and watch because of the slap. Not only did he slap him, but then Mel and Maul's wife got into it in the parking lot. But this what the tweet had to say. He lucky tonight I didn't go down and slap his bitch ass. At Future Boxing on at Sweet Hands Plant being ringside tonight and the possibility of a fight in the future. Caleb Plant responded, that's why I pulled up crickets. And I have to side with Caleb on this shit. Because at the end of the day, Maul Charlo, pretty much saying that shit without any action, it don't prove anything. You know what I'm saying? And Caleb is already about that smoke. Like seriously. We've seen, listen to me before you start to say that I'm just nitpicking at black fighters. Because that ain't it. This is where I'm at with the Charlos though. There have been several situations where Maul Charlo was the more calmer, level-headed. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the ticking time bomb. He wasn't the one with the short fuse. That showed when Jarrett Hurd walked over to him and they was going back and forth, and Jarrett reached around Maul Charlo and slapped his brother Mel in the freaking mouth for talking reckless. Maul Charlo commenced to sitting his drink down so he wouldn't spill a drop, and walking up and falling, act like he was gonna, put hands on Jarrett Hurd. And Jarrett Hurd kind of put the end of the story out there that he was waiting in the breezeway. He was waiting for the Charlos. You know what I'm saying? He was waiting for him. And he said, Mel Charlo, I believe Mel Charlo was walking and he thought his brother was behind him. He turned around and he wasn't. So he turned around and went back out there, to where the seats was. What I'm trying to say is we haven't really seen, Maul Charlo really do something like Caleb Plant did to him. Like, when have we seen the Charlo brothers, Maul Charlo really get active? And like, when have we seen that? I don't know if I ever seen it before on TV. I don't know if there's any footage out there. But for him to say he was pretty much, he lucky tonight I didn't go down and slap his bitch ass. Well, he might have felt like he was in shape and that was the perfect time to do it or whatever. But we know Caleb Plant ain't no punk. Canelo Alvarez pushed Caleb Plant when he was in a suit at the face-off. And he attempted to swing in a custom suit, which was definitely going to limit his freaking range of motion. And Canelo hit him up with a two-piece. So Caleb Plant is about to smoke now. Caleb Plant is about to lighten that motherfucking wick. He's about that smoke, man. He's about getting active. Caleb is no punk. And I'm not saying Maul's no punk either. But when you talk about getting active outside of your comfort zone, Caleb Plant has been known to do that. He did it when they came up in the gym. He threw a punch at the Benavidez brothers. You know what I'm saying? It was a long-lasting feud with them for years. He's been in situations where, he's shown people that you're not going to push me around. You're not going to try to punk me in front of anybody who know me. It's not going down like that. But for Maul Charlo to put this out, when he was getting interviewed, and pretty much saying that, Caleb Plant was lucky. We don't want to go off luck anymore. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to fight the man, say you're going to fight the man. Just don't sit up here and act like, well, it's good to put it in a tweet on what Caleb should be lucky. Caleb passed luck, bro. You know what I'm saying, Charlo? Caleb way past luck because he slapped the shit out of you with the camera on. Niggas way past luck now. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing to go in the building, man. What's good with the Blunts? He said Charlo talking crazy again. Yeah, Charlo had to, get on PBC, say some shit to them so they can put it out to build up the next fight. That's all that is. Shout out to Jessica. What's good with the Queen? How you feeling? Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you. So, Premier's trying to build up the next fight. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like for Charlo and Plant to get it in. 168. Mano a mano. Yeah, I like that fight. Definitely. I like that fight. Just know that Caleb has no problem with slapping the taste out your mouth. So if y'all gonna make that fight, just know this, Maul. Either you're gonna have the same energy you did when you was sitting down when Benavidez wanted to come on in, you stayed sitting down, you was chilling. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't all about confrontation before the fight. I get it, bro. Know that, if you do that with the Caleb Plant, it might be a little bit different outcome now. Because you ain't dealing with no punk. He don't have no bitch in him now. Regardless of the way he acted in the ring and shit like that. Caleb don't have no bitch in him, man. And I'm not saying Charlo has bitch in him, but he's been a part of some situations that really kind of gave me the intention, that I don't know, there's a little bitch assness going on. I don't know. But he seems to be in a better space being he's not with his brother. And speaking of his brother, if you didn't pay attention, if he was to slap Caleb Plant, his brother wasn't there like his brother, like Mar Charlo was there for Mel when it came to Jerry Hurd. If he would have slapped Caleb, Mel Charlo wouldn't have been in the building. He didn't even show up to support his brother in his return fight. You know what I'm saying? He's out there just enjoying his life, which he has every right to do. But your brother showed up to your fight. Why? Because Roy pretty much said, let's go, man. Let's show up to the fight, man. Show love. Roy's all about the peace, man. I'm serious. Roy's all about the peace. You can tell Roy's matured over the years. Roy Jones is all about peace. He's all about getting, people back together, if they need to be. But in this case, man, I know he told Mar Charlo, hey, Mar, go up there, man. Let's go up there. I'll be there with you. Show your brother you the better man. And he did. He went in there and gave him a hug. And that was that. Unfortunately, Mar Charlo looked terrible in his fight with Canelo. Errol Spence looked terrible in his fight with Crawford. I believe Errol Spence and Jermall Charlo is pretty much on the holding down the same post, man, because they didn't want to go to Vegas and get asked about all these questions, and people say, oh yeah, Mel Charlo back to being the old Mel Charlo, the asshole Mel Charlo, don't want to talk about shit, want to treat media like shit. You know what I'm saying? And Spence just don't want to talk right now. Spence, I have to say, for Spence, he's a bit more calm. You know what I'm saying? He's a bit more low key. I may have my criticism, but he's a dog. Spence got heart. I respect that I respect that in Errol. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't negate the fact that he felt the way he felt. You know what I'm saying? About his opponent, and he underestimated him the way he did. And then he didn't show intelligence to basically treat every opponent as if they are a threat. You know what I'm saying? He didn't take it. And then just the whole situation where he just wasn't taking his professional serious. But when it comes down to them two, they just didn't want to show up to Vegas to answer those questions. They didn't want to. Sometimes you just have to show up, man. You just have to show up and ask and answer the questions, just like you was prior to facing Canelo. You have to be nice to him and say, listen, I know y'all gonna have your criticism about me. You know, I went in there, I fought the best I could. It may not have looked good, but you know what? I made it up out of there without getting knocked out. This, that. Well, was that the whole objective, not to get knocked out? Because you pretty much moved a lot during the fight. He has to be, he has to understand that is pretty much how it's going to go for him. Real talk. That's pretty much how it's going to go for him. He should understand that. That's pretty much how it's going to go. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how the shit's going to go for both him and Spence. What I can say about Charlo, you know, he's still not, you know what I'm saying, he's still not over exactly everything he was going through when it goes to his mental health. But it was good to see him, you know, hold it in, but yet show people he's trying to get through it, goddammit. You know, he does have that, I wouldn't say soft spot going on. He just has a plethora of situations he's dealing with right now. And it's still on his mind. He probably felt some type of way that his brother Mel didn't show up, among other things. And he was trying to keep it together in the post fight. I can respect that. As a man, I can respect that, bro. Because though he may not show it in front of other men, you know what I'm saying? Like, show that softer side, compassionate side, being he is vulnerable, he's going through shit right now. He still let it be known that it's bothering him. You know what I'm saying? He still let it know, okay, I care. I care about cleaning up the shit that I got going on with me. You know what I'm saying? I do. I care. It's taking me a longer road than I would like dealing with these problems. But you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it happen. It's going to be a road, dog. It's going to be a road, man. Be a road, I ain't going to lie. Caleb don't even be talking. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm back, man. Okay, Jessica says she do want to see it. Yeah, it's an entertaining fight, man. Charlo's not ready for Plant. He is not all way there. Well, what is he expected to do, though? If he want to make a splash, okay, let's just say he don't get Plant next, because even the Benavidez fight took a while. You know what I'm saying? So he may not fight Caleb Plant next. But him getting back in the groove, fighting somebody else in the division, I think that'd be cool. But I'm looking at Charlo as being one of those fighters who want to start making money. He said he want to start making money. He want to do the $1 million fights. And Caleb Plant is that guy. Caleb has been in the ring with Canelo Alvarez And I think he made like freaking 10, didn't he? He made like 10 mil, didn't he? You know? So, um, Charlo is trying to make those millions, man. He got bills to pay. He said he's gonna be fighting at least about 3 times in 2024. I'm curious to know how he make a splash at then the super middleweight, because they got some hitters up there, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got some hitters, but who I don't want him to fight, I don't want to see him in there with Gabe Rosado, Danny Jacobs. Let me even do you one better. We're gonna take a little stroll down to the 168-pound division right quick. I definitely know he's not gonna fight Hummy McGill. Okay, he's not gonna fight Demetrius Andrade, which I would like to see that fight. Jessica, you say he's not ready for freaking Caleb Plant. What about a fight with Demetrius Andrade? You know what I'm saying? Maul has already fought and beaten Sergey Derevyanchenko. Like some of these names, like and Billy, he's ranked high in all the sanctioning bodies. You know what I'm saying? He's ranked in the top 10 and the top 5 in the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. You got Diego Pacheco, and then even Edgar Berlanga is number 4 up in freaking WBO. I wouldn't mind seeing Mal Charlo fight Edgar Berlanga, but Berlanga don't want that smoke. Berlanga is ranked number 6 in the IBF. You know what I'm saying? What is he looking like over here in the WBA? Unranked. Right? What about the WBC? I know he over in the WBC. He's number 10 in the WBC. What about John Ryder? John Ryder, so you got to look at it this way. Mal Charlo is not ranked in the super middleweight division yet. So whoever he fights within the top 5 would be a plus for him. Man, the super middleweight division really gets a little bit desolate, man. After you get past the top 5, 6. So, being he's not ranked up there yet, and, you got Dave Morrell over there at the WBA, man, it's going to be interesting to see who he fight. The bigger names like Plant, if you look at Caleb Plant, him losing to David Benavidez, Caleb Plant is ranked number 11th in the IBF. And that's a sanctioned body that he held a title in previously. He's ranked number 4 in the WBC. That'd be a good fight, to be honest. That would be a good fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. That would be a good fight. Yeah, Boo Boo would be another good one. Then Plant next. So I'm looking at it like if they would even make that fight, with Boo Boo next, the face, Jermall Charlo. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious if they even let that fight happen, because Boo Boo might want to, take a softer touch than freaking Jermall Charlo in his next fight. Even though it's only his first loss, he still might be able to, he might want to take a softer touch. And then even Mal Charlo may not want to face Caleb Plant next. We don't know what he wants to do. We have no idea what Mal Charlo wants to do. He say he's gonna fight 3 times. That don't mean his next fight he's gonna step in there with Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean anything. He might fight somebody we don't know. I don't know what them Charlo brothers are gonna do. Real talk. I can't call it on that, man. I can't. But at least they talking and they're getting people tuned in to War Words. Based off a tweet. I hope they fight sometime in the near future, and this don't, bleed over into a Benavidez Caleb Plant hiatus. Damn near I don't know how long. It's been several years. I think Caleb Plant wanted to fight freaking Benavidez. They was in the same division and never even came close to fighting each other. Never even came close, man. I just don't want this fight to be that. If y'all gonna fight and Maul Charlo feel that he's up for it, cool. But don't just keep on talking about it for the whole year 2024, what y'all gonna do to one another. And I should have bitch slapped him and, slapped his bitch ass and all that. I'm like, nah, bro. It ain't what you should have did. He already did it to you twice. It ain't no you lucky. No, that's what kids say. You know what I'm saying? That's what people who's bluffing and selling wolf tickets. You should have just went over there and act like you was going to shake his hand and goddamn swung on him. I mean, if you really wanted to get his attention, not saying, oh, he lucky. No, you just talking now. You just talking. You don't mean that shit. You don't mean it. Real talk. You don't mean it. I see a lot of people, to change topics, I see a lot of people that's pretty much talking about who Canelo should face next. I'm not going to talk too much on that anymore because Canelo does what Canelo wants, and it's not too many people that hold him accountable. Every time you say somebody who Canelo should fight, people look at it like you crossing the line, or you violating him, or you being disrespectful because he could do what he want. Then know that if you have that mentality, right, and that's your take, then know that, certain people are going to say that about other fighters too. You know what I'm saying? Lead them along. They should be able to do what they want to do, select who they want to select, to fight who they want to fight. Not going up here just thinking it's just proprietary to freaking Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not the way it works. But in Canelo's defense, Canelo, like, goddamn, how much do I have to do in my boxing career for people not to criticize who I fight and when I fight them? You know what I'm saying? That's my only thing with Canelo. Canelo is, he's when you see Canelo walk to the ring, the shit is crazy, man. His walkouts, his ring walks is amazing. What he did in Guadalajara, Mexico, god damn. His ring walks is crazy, man. Some of the sickest out there, bro. So when you have ring walks like that and you getting paid the amount of money that he's bringing in, you don't have to pick other fighters just because the fans say so. Canelo want to make sure that it makes sense enough to him to get his money, because he's going to get his money anyway. But he just want to make sure that he maximizes the amount of money he can get for these opponents that fight fans want him to fight. If he's fighting Benavidez, he want to make sure he's going to get the money that's worth it. If he's fighting Crawford, he want to make sure that the numbers are going to be at the highest point that he can earn. That's the way I see it. If he don't get in there with Plant soon, people will lose a lot of respect for him. Yeah, he has to get in there based off him being slapped. You know what I'm saying? Based on him being slapped. Yeah. He should, not take a long, extensive layoff from Plant. But don't be shocked if he does fight a fighter that we don't know next. Just to, once again, get back in the division, get back in the groove. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just get back in the groove, man, to try to get himself locked in to another 10-rounder or 11-round. Look, I look at it like this. My biggest question is he going to stay at the 160-pound division, bro? I'm seriously talking 168 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking strictly at 168. He's the WBC champion at 160. It ain't too many people even conversing about this shit, dog. They are not talking about him at 160 facing Carlos Adames, man. I'm thinking this dude, after the WBC has helped him out, allowed him to keep the belt, bro. I think Jermall Charlo may indeed vacate that belt, man. You know what I'm saying? He may vacate that belt. I don't know. It ain't shit hopping at freaking 160 right now. It ain't shit going on, man. I don't know what to tell you about 160 except, you know, he's the WBC champion. He ain't defending his belt in a minute. You know what I'm saying? That fight he just had with freaking Jose Benavidez was a non-title 10-rounder. So, you know, I've been pretty much speaking on 168 pounds. I wonder, is he going to fight at 160, bro? That's my question. Is this man going to fight at 160? That's where he's the champion at in the WBC sanctioned body. Is he going to fight or defend his title? If he vacates that, look, two things. If he fights somebody up for 168 and don't defend his title, that's trash. Number two, if he fights somebody, if he fights somebody at 160, bro, and it's not defense of his freaking title, that's trash too. Man, that shit, man. He better fight somebody to defend his title, and then better be somebody with a household name. You know, it better be somebody with a household name. Real talk. I'm not even holding you on that. I'm not gonna extend y'all time too much because I'm not gonna continue to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the fight. Because you can talk about, you know, Charlo fight with Jose Benavidez, but that was Jose Benavidez. You know, that's the highest. I've gave him all the plaudits I can give him. I got much respect for him and his brother and his family, you know what I'm saying, as fighters. I don't know them personally. But Charlo definitely went in there and outclassed Jose Benavidez, but also he stayed in there too. You know, if Jose wouldn't have fought the fight that he fought, then I don't think it would have been all that interesting. I have to credit, you know, Jose Benavidez for pushing the action, even though he was taking some hard punches. Man, he took some damage in that fight from Charlo. Real talk. Jose may want to hang out a little bit and not take any fights for at least about 6 or 7 months, because he took some damage in that fight, man. He showed his toughness. But dude, punches is punches, bro. And Charlo hit you with some flush punches on your face. I mean, I'm talking about flush, and I'm surprised you didn't go down, big fella. But, you know, I commend him, Bill. I commend him. I ain't gonna lie, I commend Jose. Very, very tough dude. Subriel Matias, man, I can't say enough about this dude. But, you know, dude is a machine, man. To have that type of cardio and to have that type of chin, it's going to take somebody that's a mover and that's very solid on counterpunching. Someone that can box can give Matias problems. If you want to stand there flat-footed and bang with him, you know, you're gonna have to work through the storm if you don't have enough power to slow him down. You know what I'm saying? And of course, y'all got to remember that we have Devin Haney and Regis Prograis. And, you know, either one of them, I don't want to hear about no knockouts or anything like that. I just want to see the fights popping off, you know what I'm saying, the week after next. And it, you know, people going to be tuned in for that to see how it plays out. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple of decent freaking fight cards coming on at the end of the year. And that's all I can say on that, bro. You know? But we'll do it again tomorrow. Y'all hold it down. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. We should do it again. Peace. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports. subscribe. Click the link, subscribe.